Hello everybody, Cameron here. Welcome to video number 4 for 250 online every day. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through our hook, swipe, profit formula. This is basically the crux of this entire training. And to be honest, this is probably going to be the most valuable training that you have ever done online. Okay? Not just in terms of value and what you're going to learn, but also in terms of the profit that you're going to earn once you learn this formula. Okay, once you learn this formula, you're going to have basically everything that you need to go out there and implement the online everyday training and start seeing these results. Start bringing in that $250 every single day online. Okay, so let's just go ahead and dive right into it. Now, what I'm going to be doing in this video is going through our cheat sheet here, and this cheat sheet you can download it below. And I'm not going to necessarily read through it all word by word because I'm sure everybody out there can read. I just want to go through some of the important key aspects of it and kind of walk you through the entire process and how to create these emails. Now, as Kenny describes in video 2 and 3, essentially what we're doing with the online profit every day is sending out affiliate offers and affiliate promotions using a specific email template. About 2.5 years ago, we started to email our lists, our own respective lists every day. Most of those days, the email would have some type of offer in it, whether it be an offer for our product or an affiliate offer. And when you first start it, the hardest part is not necessarily whether you have a big list or not. It's not necessarily going out there and finding enough high quality products to promote. The hardest part is actually coming up with the email, coming up with the unique subject line, coming up with a unique angle for your email, coming up with just pure content. I mean, if you email every single day, it takes a lot to come up with new material, if you will, to get out there to your audience. So we had to come up with a system. We had to come up with a formula to be able to quickly get out high quality emails that our audience enjoyed, still delivered value to our audience, whether they bought the product or, downloaded the training or not, and something that wouldn't be something that you have to spend a lot of time thinking of. And in terms of affiliate promotions, we decided to go with what we call the hook, swipe, profit model. And basically, it's an email that's composed of 3 parts. The first part is the hook, which is basically the opening of your email. We're going to go over each section one by one. The second part is the swipe. And the swipe is basically what you get from the vendor, what you get from the product, what you get from whatever you're trying to recommend or promote. You would visit that page and you would swipe some sales copy from there. And then finally the profit's essentially just the close of the email, just the call to action to click a link to buy a product or what have you. Okay, so let's break down each one of those sections piece by piece. First, we'll start with the hook. Now, as you can see here, the hook is the opening for your email. And this is what is so very important in terms of email. Subject lines, we're going to talk about that a little bit at the end of this video, but subject lines are still the most important. After that, it's the hook. It's the opening of your email. This is what most people get wrong, because when most people go about, creating an email and doing email marketing, they think they have to be some sort of, email copywriting guru in order to get the results that they're looking for, right? In order to get a lot of sales or get a lot of opt-ins or what have you. That's simply not the case. You just need a formula that works. And it starts with the opening of your email. All right. Now, I'm not going to try to teach you how to be that email copywriting guru because I'm not a copywriting guru myself. I have learned a little bit here and there about different concepts when it comes to copywriting, but we're just going to stick to the big ideas here. Okay. This is how you make a hook, an awesome opening for your email that's going to pull in your readers, going to pull in your audience and get them to read the entire email, because that's the goal of the hook. The goal of the hook is to open the email to just suck all the eyeballs that it possibly can and force them to read the entire email. The first thing here, I just want to direct your attention to this first bullet point here. The hook is never trying to sell a product, okay? That's for the end. That's for the profit. That's for the call to action and a little bit in the swipe. The hook is never trying to sell the product. The hook of your email is trying to sell the idea. What's the big idea of the product that you're promoting? Or what's the big idea of the email itself? Maybe you're not trying to promote a product. Maybe you're just trying to get an idea across, or maybe you're trying to pre-sell a product in the future. What is the big idea of the product that you're promoting, or the email? Okay, that's what the hook is really trying to sell. The hook is trying to sell, hey, there's a big idea that I want you to believe, and if you read this email, you're going to understand this big idea. Okay, the way that I like to think about it is if you could get the reader of your email, if you can get your audience to believe one thing, what would they have to believe in order to purchase in the future, sometime in the future, based on your recommendation? What would they have to believe in order to want to purchase that product? Okay. Another thing that you can think about when you're creating this hook is, what is one thing that they want to have in their life immediately or sometime in the future that helps them get closer to the goal, whether it's making more money, whether it's getting more clients, whether it's doing something easier or faster or less work, whether it's losing weight, or whether it's getting over something that they haven't been able to get over in the past. Okay. So now this part right here, this section is kind of like the big idea of the hooks. The real most important part, to be honest with you, are the 12 different hook examples that we give you. Now, there are just 12 here. These are the 12 that we use most often. You can use variations of these. You can combine these as much as you want. There's no right or wrong hook here. There's also more hooks besides just the 12 that we have here. These are just the ones that we find ourselves using the most often. These are the ones that tend to work the best for us. They're not in any particular order, but I will say that the first five are the ones that are the most effective. Okay. So I'm just going to go over the first five only, and then you can take your time as much as you want and go through the other ones. Okay. The first we have is the if-then hook. And basically, this is just kind of a little template that you can use for this. If you want X results, then this email will show you how. So if you want X, whatever that big idea you need them to believe, okay, right? That's the big idea. That X there is the big idea. Then this email will show you how. And if we were using the online profit every day, then it would be, if you want to quickly learn how to effortlessly make $250 per day online, then keep reading, because this email will show you how. So that's sort of an example of the if-then hook. Another really high converting hook that we like to use is the story-based hook. And this is basically just a personal story that you like to tell to your audience, right? And it basically is pretty straightforward. Let me just tell you a story. And this can be your personal experience with the seller, your personal experience just in life, in your journey in whatever you're promoting, or a particular story with the product or solution that the affiliate product that you're promoting offers. So again, just using the online profit every day example, let me tell you a quick story about how I made my first $250 online on complete autopilot. Okay, just a brief little example. Now you don't have to use this step by step, following this template step by step, but it's just to give you an idea. It's something that to get you going. The way we like to use these hooks is essentially, let's say Monday I might use this hook, Tuesday I'll use this hook, Wednesday I'll use this hook, Thursday I'll use this hook, Friday I'll use this hook, Saturday I might go back to the story-based hook, Sunday I might go down to the secret system hook. Okay, so on and so forth. We like to mix it up using all these different hooks, combining them, coming up with new hooks based on, some of these. Okay, back to the examples. Hook number 3 is the big promise / guarantee. Some products have really, really great one-time offers, bonuses, guarantees, things like that. You can, if you ever come across a really great guarantee, one that I often use or I often will see, and one hook that has worked well for me in the past has been a lifetime money back guarantee, especially when it comes to like digital products and things that you buy or order online. If somebody offers some type of really long, like a year plus money back guarantee, then I often will lead with that type of hook. And also if it has some just really grandiose big promise, right? If the headline is just some like really almost unbelievable promise, then you can use that as well to open your email. So for this example, if you don't make at least $250 with this system forever, I will give you double your money back, plus you can keep everything, right? So again, for the online profit every day example, that's just some kind of grandiose, like, hey, I get to use your system. If I don't make, the first time I don't make 250 bucks, you're going to give me double my money back. Now, that's not the actual guarantee of our training. I'm just trying to give you an example of a sort of grandiose, big, outlandish guarantee that you could use, because if that's the first thing that somebody reads when they open up an email, they're going to be hooked. Okay. And that's essentially the point of our system, right? Hook, swipe, profit. Number 4 is the case study hook. People love case studies. Just provide some type of case study from your personal experience. We actually have a bonus training that showed you how to create these types of case studies exactly. And, the opening hook is just, hey, here's a proof of how I was able to earn $250 per day revealed, right? If you open an email and you saw that right there, would you be interested in reading the rest of the email? Most likely, because most people are. Number 5, the how-to hook. This is another really good hook. It's a traditional headline that you've probably seen hundreds of times online, but that's because it works. It's just a how to XYZ without, it says pain there, but it should say pain. It would definitely be updated in your PDF. So the example here is, here's how anyone can make up to $250 per day using this little known marketing loophole, even if you failed at everything you've done in the past. So the failed at everything you've done in the past, that's kind of like the pain point that a lot of people have, and it doesn't have to be with money. This can be used for weight loss. Here's how to lose up to 23 pounds in the next week, even if you failed at every diet that you tried in the past, right? It's the templates are what's important here. Okay. How to XYZ without the pain. Now, again, there's 12 total different hooks. You can use these hooks however you want to. And please, please, please test them all. What I recommend you do as soon as this video is over, go back, find 3 or 4 different affiliate products like Kenny showed you how to do in video number 3 in the previous video, and just start writing hooks for them. Go through each one of these hooks, yes, each one of the 12, and write a hook for each one of the products that you find. So that means if you find, let's say, 2 different products that you think you could promote, well, then you're going to be writing 12 hooks for the first product and then 12 hooks for the second products for 24 total hooks. It doesn't have to be perfect. The thing is, your hooks aren't going to be perfect in the beginning. They're going to get better and better the more that you use them and the more that you write them. Okay, so keep that in mind. The hooks aren't going to be perfect, but that's okay. The most important part is that you get out there and you start using the templates as soon as possible. Okay, so that's the hook portion. Next, we have the swipe portion. Now, the swipe portion of our promotional emails, listen, you don't want to be reinventing the wheel. Again, from my experience, most people aren't top tier copywriters. And if you're not a top tier copywriter, why would you risk going on and on about some product, trying to describe it the best way you know how, when you can just literally go to the sales page and find the parts of the sales page that excite you the most, and then use that in your email. And that's all we want you to do for the swipe section. This is probably going to be a majority of your email content right here. And it works beautifully because what happens is once you swipe a section or two from the actual vendor's sales page, it works beautifully because you can put that content into your own words, but it really helps with the congruity if somebody were to click onto your emails. What I found when I started to include the swipe, and I actually discovered this by accident, because when I was sending emails every day, I got to the point where I was just tired of trying to come up with new material. That was like the big thing, right? Trying to come up with and invent new ways and new content. So instead of trying to invent new content, I just decided, like, hey, listen, this product vendor probably spent $10,000, $20,000, maybe even 6 figures plus on that sales copy alone. Why would I try to reinvent the wheel? Why would I not, instead of trying to come up with my own content to sell the product, I'll just use the copywriter's words, right? So that's what we want you to do here as well. So what I did was I went to the Online Profit Everyday sales page, and I just took a couple of sections from that. Some parts that I always like to grab are going to be bullet points. And oftentimes what I do is I look for at least one section that kind of introduces the product, and then one like headline or subheadline that I think does a really good job of selling the product. Okay, so that's kind of how I like to do it. You can do it however however works best for you. It does not, this section does not, the swipe section does not have to be long. It will be a majority of your email because, you know, the hook is only going to be 1 or 2 sentences tops, right? I haven't seen very many hooks that are too much longer than that. And then you're introducing the product and somewhat selling the product in the middle section with the swipe, but you're just getting that from the sales page, okay? If it's a video, then all you have to do is you just have to spend the 5 to 10 minutes watching the video and sort of just contemporaneously taking notes on some things that the vendor is actually saying, and then you'll just basically take that down verbatim and then use that in your email copy, okay? But overall, it's not like you have to come with the great American novel here, okay? Take a paragraph, maybe 2, and some bullet points, and you're good to go, all right? So again, I just went to our sales page for Online Profit Every Day, and I found a couple, I believe this was actually a headline and a sub-headline that I just combined. And then, like I said, I really like grabbing bullet points. Bullet points drive sales, okay? People, that's how people are, you know, people read these days, very quick highlighted points. So bullet points work really well for me and to help get clicks in my experience. All right, and that's it. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to the swipe section. You're just gonna go swipe it from the sales page. Finally, the profit section. The profit is just where you close it. I like to close with some type of irresistible offer or really a tease. That's what, in my experience, helps get the most clicks. Now, there's not really a formula to use here. Some things that we've done in the past is we've just used a different hook. So if we scroll back up to the hooks, you have 12 different variations of these. So let's say you open with a question that they couldn't ignore hook, right? Well, if you open the email with that, let's say you swipe, you got some good swipe from the sales page and you're ready for the close. The first part, the way to transition to the close, you can start with the if-then statement, right? So you started with the irresistible question, and then you got the swipe file, and then you come with the if-then question to drive the click, right? So this works just as well for the profit. Now, I don't recommend that you do this every time using a hook for the open and for the close. But if you want to mix it up, if you want just a quick and easy way to do it and you just want to put together a high converting email in like less than 2 minutes, then that's the way you can do it, right? What I like to do most of the time, I just use a traditional kind of takeaway, trying to kind of ending sales copy. So I'll mention any guarantees or bonuses that come with the product because those often do a great job of selling. Scarcity is really good. And then you're just going to enter your sign off. So, you know, to your success, Cam Benson, or whatever kind of sort of sign off you like to use. And then I always like to use a PS. That's because the PS is it's going to be a really highly read portion of your email. Whenever I'm writing these types of emails, or really whenever I'm doing something, I like to think about it from the customer's perspective, right? From my audience's point of view. And if you are reading an email, most of the times what you do, let's just say that starting with number 12, this was our hook. When you read this email, you're going to say, okay, here's the subject line. Okay. And then you're going to open the email. You're going to maybe spend a second or two reading that. And then you're going to look, you scroll down. Okay. Here's the bullet points. And then you're going to see, here's some scarcity. And then here's to your success, Cameron Benson. And then PS. That's pretty much what you're going to read. So I always include a PS because I know a PS is going to be a big portion that my audience is going to read. So I personally always include a PS and an email that I want to drive some type of click or sale with, okay? And that's really it. It doesn't take a lot of time to go over the system. You can go back and watch this video a few times to take some notes if you need to, but that's really it. The hardest part with this is it's not too hard, okay? It's not hard at all. The only thing that's going to be, I guess, challenging is just making sure that you do it consistently. All right, making sure that you're going to do it consistently. So just start right now. Start again, go back, watch video number 3, find a couple of affiliate products that you might be interested in promoting. You can even start with Online Profit Every Day. Okay, start with this product. Go through each one of these hooks and write a hook example. Visit our sales page and reread the sales page and look for the parts that sparked your interest and look for the parts that really got you excited and then copy that down and use that for the swipe. And then just create some type of generic close for it. All right. And that's it. That's the entire hook swipe profit formula. I know it seems simple, and that's because it is. Because it shouldn't be hard to make money online. Finally, let's just go over some quick best practices. For subject lines are still the most important part of the email. I know I really harped on the hook and the open and the PS, but the subject line is still what's going to get you the open. But you know, that only goes so far. Yes, it's the most important, but just because you have an awesome subject line, that does not guarantee that you're going to get a click. It's the other part that gets the click. It's the good attractive hook to get them to read the email. It's having the good swipe content in there, finally the good affiliate products and good sales copy in your swipe section, and having a strong call to action, piquing their interest at the right time, and really driving the call to action home. Okay? So I know lots of people struggle with coming up with the perfect subject line, and it's kind of like one of those things where it just kind of stops most people in their tracks before they even get started. So here's how to not let that happen to you. First, go out there and go get on the email list if you're not already on some top internet marketers. I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20 different internet marketers or people in the niche that you're going to be promoting products in. Why? Because you're going to be using their subject lines. Okay. I have basically a folder in my email, my personal email box, and every single type of internet marketer that I follow, they all go in there. And basically, if I'm kind of struggling for a subject line or kind of struggling to get started with an email, I'll go look through that, and I don't even open any of the emails. They're automatically marked as read. All I'll do is I'll just go through all the emails and just quickly look at the subject lines. Not opening anything, just looking at all the subject lines. And then once I see one as I'm scrolling through that piques my interest, I say, okay, that's the one. And then I'll just rewrite a variation of that. Okay? Do the same thing. Another thing that you can do to get yourself started is write your email first. So use the hook, swipe, profit formula. Write the email first and then go back and write the subject line. Most of the time you're stuck again in the analysis by paralysis stage. So a little bit of momentum goes a long way. And since you have such an easy template to follow with the hook, swipe, profit, then you can write your email first, and then that as you're writing and as you're typing and as you're getting content from the sales page and things like that, that will most likely spark an idea that you can use for a subject line. The best way to do it is just to use a variation of your hook. Whatever you open with, use some type of short, little punchy 3 to 5, 6 words tops, some type of variation of your hook as your subject line. Okay, because again, your hook is really powerful. So if you just rewrite it a little bit so that it's shorter and punchier, again, 3, 4, 5 words long, tops 6 maybe, then that's going to do a really good job of getting the open. And then finally, save any high open rate subject lines. You can see your stats in most autoresponders. So all the subject lines that work really well for you, just save them in a text document. That's what I do. Okay, and that's pretty much it. The last thing actually I want to say about the subject lines, I don't have it here, but don't worry too much about making the perfect subject line. Yes, subject lines are important, but in my experience, you're going to have a certain percentage of your audience who are going to open your emails. So whether that's 10%, 20%, whatever it might be for you, you're going to pretty much get that. You're going to settle in, especially once you start emailing every day, you're going to settle into about a certain percentage. And yes, an email, a good subject line may help your open rates go up a little bit, or if a bad subject line may help them go down a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to basically even itself out. So don't worry too much about getting the perfect subject line. By far, the most important thing is getting the email itself sent, because once you get the email sent, you're going to see the click coming in, you're going to see the sales coming in, and that's what you really are looking for. Don't worry so much about, I have to get a certain open rate to be a good email marketer. That doesn't matter, okay? What really matters? Do you care about having a certain open percentage, or do you care about making $250 tomorrow, right? Hopefully you care about making at least $250 tomorrow. So that's the most important thing. Write the email first, then go back and write the subject line if you're kind of stuck on the subject line. Never worry too much about getting the perfect subject line, because it does not exist. The most important part overall, I would say, is getting the email out and getting the email sent, and then improving, like anything else, improving as you go along. Next, links. Personally, I like to include 3 different links in the email. I like to kind of have one towards the top. Sometimes I hyperlink it within the hook. You'll see that in the example, actually, in the case study. Sometimes I'll use an image. Images work the best. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll have my hook. So it might be something like, if you want to learn how to get $250 per day, then watch this case study below. And then what I'll do is I'll use the little fake play button image below the hook, and that link will click through to whatever affiliate product I'm promoting or whatever video I'm trying to get my audience to watch, right? So the image hyperlink, it has the best click-through rate in my experience. When I'm using a domain to hyperlink, personally what I like to do is I don't like to use my long affiliate link. What I do is I have a website where I'll just redirect the link. So for example, it'd be mktgwithcameron.com, and basically I've taken the page here 250 per day and I've just redirected that to the online profit everyday sales page. Okay, that's how I personally like to use my link. And again, I like to use 3 links per email. Two links works as well, but basically 1 link if I can get it around the hook early in the email, 1 link in the profit section with a strong call to action, and then oftentimes I'll also include a link down in the PS because I know how important that is. And I never want the person, if they're interested in clicking something, they just are quickly scanning through the email and they just look at the PS and they say, oh yeah, I'm interested in this. I don't want them to have to go back up and scan through the email for the link. I want it to be right there, okay? That's how I personally like to do it. Again, you can do it however you want, works best for you. These are just some of the best practices that I found. Next, the tone of the email. Make sure that you're using your voice. We're giving you a template here, and yes, you're using our hooks, and you're going to be using the swipe from the product vendor, but rewrite that stuff so it's in your voice. The way I like to do it is whenever I write something, especially if it's coming from a template, I actually say it out loud, and I just kind of think to myself, is that something that I would actually say? And if I can't hear myself saying it, then I don't type it, because your audience is interested in hearing from you and learning from you. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. Nobody wants to be hearing from a robot. So use your personality, use your voice, make it fun, make the emails entertaining. Yes, they're templates. Sometimes one of the kooky things that I like to do in my emails is if I say something like strike that, if I'm thinking to myself, well, strike that, I'll actually strike it out. So make it fun, make it entertaining, be a person, not a robot. Okay. That's what I always tell people when it comes to copywriting. And lots of times, if you don't know exactly what to do, you get kind of uptight and you just want to kind of follow everything by the letter of the law, exactly what we give you. And that's great. But you also have to realize that it needs to be coming from you. Okay. It needs to be coming from a real person. Next, how often should you send the offers? First of all, every email does not have to be an affiliate promotion, okay? Every email does not have to be a promotion. There's lots of different things you can do. Something that I often like to do is I like to pre-sell a product. So let's say I really want to gear up for some type of affiliate promotion. Maybe it's an affiliate that I know really well, or a product that I really, really believe in, something that I really want to put my weight behind and promote really hard. What I'll do is I'll pre-sell. So I might take 2 or 3 days to pre-sell a product, but I can still use the hook swipe profit template, right? I can use a story about how I met this vendor and he told me this system and it was such a great system and I couldn't believe it. And in tomorrow's email, I'll tell you all about the system, right? So I'll pre-sell the next hook swipe profit email that's coming the next day or 3 days from now, right? You can also use the same, another thing that I like to do, let's just say I have a free training series that I want to give away. Well, I'll use the same template. If I just want to quickly come up with a quick email template to use, I'll use the same exact template. And this helps you on 2 fronts. Because one, let's say you're giving away just some free training that you created or a free video that you did as a case study. Well, what it does is it kind of almost tricks your audience to always clicking your links. Right? Because if you use the same exact hook swipe profit template and you're just giving away a free training video, right? And they click the link, they're like, it's kind of like, hey, this is good. Thanks so much. Really like that training video that you sent us. It delivered a lot of value. And then you use the same hook swipe profit template 2 days after that to sell an affiliate product that covers the same thing as your case study before. Well, they're going to probably click it again. And then they're probably going to be more likely to buy. So it really helps you to kind of mix it up and send different offers and send different types of stuff and not just promote things every single day. You can absolutely promote things every single day. As I talked about in the welcome video, you know, Mike Lanson with Warrior Plus has built a multi-million-dollar business by promoting offers literally every single day, and you can too. The most important part though, no matter what offers you send, if you're going to be sending emails every single day, no matter what email templates you use, your list will eventually get burned out. And what I mean by list burnout is just that if you have 100 people on your list and you send them an email every single day, a year from now, you're probably only going to have 20 people who are consistently opening your emails. And then if you don't build any new people to your list, a year after that, you may only have 1 or 2 people continue to open those emails, okay? People change emails, people unsubscribe, people mark you as spam, people are going to just never want to open your emails again, but stay on your list for some reason, right? So no matter what, the most important thing, no matter what offers you're sending, no matter how many emails I know some marketers out there who actually send 3 or 4 emails per day to their same list. But the most important part is that you have to continuously build your list. Now, you have 2 bonus videos. I believe it's bonus number 2 and bonus number 3, where Kenny and I are actually going to give you the top ways that we use to build our list. And building your list is going to be so important in order for you to continue to get the results that you want and to continue to scale your business so you can go from $200, $250 per day to $500 to $1,000 and beyond. Okay, but you have to, you know, if I could bold this and asterisk it right now, I would. You have to continue to build your list. Just like with sending the emails every day, I think you should be doing it consistently. You don't have to be getting new subscribers every day necessarily, but you certainly want to be consciously doing something to get X number of emails added to your list, maybe every week or every month, right? Whether that be some paid traffic campaign, whether that be some free list building methods that you use, you need to have some way of getting a consistent number of new leads to your list every single day or every single week or every single month. All right. So now really quick, before we wrap up this training, what I want to do is just give you a quick example of the hook profit swipe template. Okay. So like I said before, one of my favorite openings and hooks is the first one is the if then hook. And that's what we start off with right here. I'm not going to read this email. You can read it yourself, but it starts with the if then hook, which is the opening there. And then everything that is here is essentially the swipe. So this is just a swipe file that I got from one of our previous emails for $250 online every single day. And that's it. So that's the swipe. And then down at the bottom here, we have the profit. And the profit is, again, just the close. I believe for this close, I use another hook. And then, of course, the PS as well. I love the PS. And then what we've done down here is for the PS, what I did was I included a little information about one of the bonuses. Okay? So you can read through that as well. Also be sure to check out bonus number 1. In bonus number 1, I actually go through a case study to show you some actual profits, the actual email that I sent, everything. Go through the same process of outlining the exact hook swipe profit for that email as well. All right. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. My name is Cameron, and thanks for watching.